Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for SUI. We're under an FET price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start with a SUI on the daily where we have a potential ABC wave A and then potentially of course here a correction that it might be unfolding as a triangle A, B, C, D, and E, where we might see, of course, a wave B over there finished. And that because, of course, we didn't took yet the low here, and it looks like a kind of like a triangle formation, which it might, of course, unfold a wave C later on. However, with this triangle formation, we have finished right now the A, the B, and the C, probably not finished yet, where we might still have an ABC here where you have a diagonal wave A, wave B, and wave C as an impulse where we see, of course, a wave 3, 4, and a 5 that it might still be unfolding towards the downside to finish a potential wave C taking the 886 as it's supposed to be, of course, normally for a triangle. If the price break the 886 and take the low over there, that means, of course, can be a deeper correction in a three ways down, three ways up, and we're looking for something impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to hit the 1-to-1 fib level, which is around $1.42 for SUI. Now, the bullish scenario is that you might still be in a 1-2 formation where you have a wave 1 over there as an impulse, and this is an A, a B, and a C. Toward the downside here where you have hit exactly the perfect fib level for wave 2 between the 0.786 and the 0.618. Now, as a signal that we are bullish, you would like to see, of course, continuation toward the upside, and especially, of course, that you would like to see on the micro level something impulsive, of course, as 5 waves, which is still missing so far. And of course, we're gonna dive deeper in the 2 hours chart to see, of course, what's going on in the micro level. So on the micro level, we can see, of course, after this potential diagonal here where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it can be a wave 1 or a wave A. Having an ABC as a wave 2 or a wave B, and we drop it down, right? So we saw, of course, a massive 1, 2, wave 3, and currently wave 4 can be finished, yes. And it, of course, we have followed here by a zigzag, which it might be unfolding something as, of course, diagonal here. So the diagonal that it might be unfolding here is the following diagonal as a wave 1, 2 there. And still, of course, a possibility in that because you have an ABC zigzag and you have a potential another zigzag there, where we have a potential also can be a finished impulse. We're gonna dive deeper as well. 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. Therefore, I'm still looking, of course, for this target there as a wave 3 here. Despite the move toward the upside that we saw yesterday, of course, I'm still, of course, looking for potentially to finish, of course, this trend downward, guys. So we gotta be careful with it. On the 1 hour chart for this move toward the upside, we can see clearly that is an ABC kind of like even W, X, and Y, very complex structure, which it has finished potential wave A there, and you have a wave B and a C there unfolding, and currently we see a reaction from the market in red, right? So we see kind of like a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5 as, of course, a leading diagonal. And then we see 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 4, and a 5 here, which it might finish another impulse, meaning A, B, and a C. Therefore, we gotta be careful from a W, X, and a wave Y, finishing in 3 ways up, 3 ways down, 3 ways up again. And we start to see, of course, a very red signal here where we see something impulsive unfolding for lower. Plus, we don't see really a a potential for continuation here. So if we take the fib levels, you will see that you are very, very close here in a regular flat for a 1-to-1 fib level. Sometimes the 0.9 can be hit, yeah, and then moving downward in case of weakness. So we gotta be careful, of course, from this diagonal, meaning after finishing a potential zigzag or a potential correction here, you might have, of course, a wave 3, 4, and a 5 toward the downside. Don't forget that in a diagonal, one of the wave 2 and 4 is allowed to be complex, but the wave 4 has to be, of course, a zigzag. So if this is the case, yes, it might be, and we have to expect a zigzag for a wave 4, and then, of course, wave 5 to finish probably taking the low there, but I think that, yeah, we might see lower prices, at least, of course, to finish this structure over there. So this is regarding SUI. Let's move for the next one, which is render. So for render on the daily, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, wave A finished, or we're looking even after it for a correction. Can be, of course, another wave C here as an impulse. We see, of course, finished wave A. And then potentially here you have a very, very deep correction unfolding, meaning 3 ways up and then 3 ways down. And then, of course, to look for something for higher. These 3 waves down are, of course, represented in a regular flat for a wave A, then followed by a triangle here for a wave B. And then we see a massive drop, of course, after the A, B, C, D, E. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially to unfold. Now, this wick, which is very, very long, and of course it has took the low, I believe that the bear market as price is done and finished, meaning as price it's very low possibility to take this low, but I believe that the time required right now to finish this bear market is essential, because you cannot, of course, after this wave B, you cannot simply, of course, move toward the upside without finishing a structure similar, of course, to the wave A here, which it might finish, of course, with a FIB time around at least the 0.618, and perfectly would be, of course, with the 1-to-1 FIB time here. It can be the 3 ways down as a W. You have the triangle as in wave X, and of course you might get another zigzag as a wave Y. Now, as a zigzag, you would like to see an impulse, a correction, and then an impulse again to finish up here, of course, with this possibility. Now, the 1-to-1 FIB level, I doubt that it might be perfectly taken, but it can be, guys. And even it is higher than the wick, so can be very likely for 0.76 for render from 2.5. So we gotta be careful, of course. And the micro level still showing some weakness. We still see, of course, here something as an impulse downward. And if we dive deeper inside it, we can see, of course, that this triangle yesterday has moved a little bit for higher, but we did not get invalidation. So we still, of course, in the triangle formation here. Nothing has changed. We still, of course, in A, B, C, D, and an E, and we drop down, of course, for a render, so we gotta be very, very careful. Yep, so these are the possibility for render here. I think that something impulsive might unfold even downward here. I think that the triangle is finished, and we start to get here a signal, so we gotta be careful, guys. It can be, of course, a wave 3 as diagonal, in case we are in a diagonal here, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5 as well, if not a triangle. But much more likely here that you are in triangle and we move impulsive downward. So we gotta be careful with render. So the next one is gonna be, of course, FET. So for FET, we are looking here at WX and Y, wave A, and we see, of course, a potential follow the 3 ways toward the downside with a triangle the same as for render. Nothing is different from render. It's very typical, and we see the drop down and even more aggressive drop down with an impulse there. So I'm still, of course, looking for lower for FET, despite that this is very low. It can be taken or not. It doesn't matter. What it matters right now, of course, to finish a structure exactly with the time required taken from the ABC here, which it might take a very longer time here to finish a wave B and then start the move toward the upside. Therefore, of course, on the lower time frame for FET here, we are looking at this massive drop as a 1, 2, and then wave 3, 4, and a 5. Probably finished, probably even extending, so we gotta be careful as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very longer wave 5, meaning to take this wick. That would be, of course, very, very massive. So, yeah, because we didn't reach, of course, the wave 2 here, and very likely that you might be in a 1, 2 there, and then 3, 4, 5 for an extended wave 5. So it's very, very early, of course, here to call even 1, 2. I'm gonna remove it. I think this is a kind of like answer for a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here as extended like that. Yeah, so basically And if we dive deeper on the 1 hour chart here, we can see also that we have already 3 waves only toward the upside, which is a zigzag, like kind of an ABC here for a wave 2, which is even a short wave C. Now, if we take, of course, this confirmation for lower, that would be, of course, the most confirmation for bearish here. And that means, of course, you will not be in double 1-2. Yeah. So, but basically, this is still looking very weak so far. So we gotta be careful, and also invalidation, by the way, for anything impulsive here is taken at this price. So 0.263 here. So this can be much more even better confirmation that, okay, we drop down. We continue as an extension here for FET, because yeah, FET fundamentally also is showing so much weakness. So I'm still testing, of course, this coin. It's gonna be delisted, of course, if in case that we don't see higher, yeah, I mean a reversal or a rebound or some signal of strength. Okay, so we already did the vote for this coin, and of course it might be eliminated from our list, but I'm still looking what it's gonna do. Now render is also doing the same at the end, but yeah, we cannot delist directly render yet. But of course the things are anyway bearish for the most of the crypto market currently, so we cannot really blame render and FET only for dumping down. But yeah, we're gonna see, guys, what's gonna happen. So these are the updates for SOE, render, and FET. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.